Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We will not be unretro. We will always be retro here. Welcome everyone to October 1982. We were last playing The Room of Doom on the Atari home computer. Room of Doom is one of those multi-directional shooters or a top-down run and gun. This was the 13th one we've seen so far, so still a kind of new concept, berserk mostly for the games that we played before. And Irwin Gaines did this one. I didn't say before, the only other game we've seen him do so far on the show was Mines of Minos. And with that, let's see what's brand new in 1982. We're next going to play on our TRS-80. This is Spook House and Toxic Dumpsite. With a name like that, it's got to be good. And it's 2 games in 1. Pretty sweet. Let's take a look at the box. And the box looks like a movie, going to see a double feature. Spook House looks like a haunted video game. Very nice. Toxic Dumpsite is... actually, it looks more like a sewer. Not really much of a toxic dump site. Maybe we have to get out of there, or there's some nuclear reaction or something happening. Flip it over the back, and you can see it's by Adventure International. That's right. So this one is the 89th game we've seen that Adventure International has published. And this one's pretty cool because it's on the TRS-80. It's 2 games in 1, and majority of the time, these 2 games in 1 don't turn out so good. This one's actually all right. This is it, the blockbusting debut of the long-awaited graphic adventures. Now your TRS-80 can hobnob with the best of them. Over 50 full-screen, or sharp quality graphics breathe a realism and vitality into your adventuring. Whoa. I know, because you're, I guess, used to doing only text, and here we got some graphics. And this looks like the old-school adventure titles on the back. It tells you the language, number of players, average completion time, 30 minutes per adventure, not too shabby. It does sound like that, right? L. Curtis B. Oh, man. So it has a save game feature, you bet. Yep, and it explains what Spook House and Toxic Dumpsite are all about. Horrors in the Spook House. A deranged madman's locked you unconscious form inside of a deserted creep house at a crazy carnival. Toxic Dumpsite. Something's gone very, very wrong at the Toxic Dumpsite. Yes, because it's a toxic dumpsite. And then there's the 5.25 floppy disk we're going to play. Now, there's 2 of them because there's actually 2 versions. Later on, you could have gotten a version that you could flip the disc over, back and forth. But this one is the one that was only available for the TRS-80 Model 3, and it came with 2 discs. So you popped in Toxic Dumpsite for the first game, and then Spook House for the other one. And then there's an example of the screenshot. So cool. So here's the example of the manual. This is by Roger Schrag. Way to go, Roger. Welcome to the fascinating world of graphic adventures. Graphic adventures? You don't have to tell us about that. We played quite a bit here on the show, and I actually had to re-evaluate the way we say the genre of games, because we were saying text adventure games was one kind of game, only text on the screen, and then if it had any picture at all, we were calling it graphic adventure games. Well, now because I know what the future is going to be, we redid it. We said if it's all text, it's a text adventure interactive fiction. If it has graphics, you know, like a picture that has still a text adventure, then we're just calling it a graphic text adventure. It's still a text adventure, but it's not a true graphic adventure yet, because a true graphic adventure means you're actually moving around the world, manipulating, besides just having to type everything in through a text parser. So anyway, besides the graphic adventure that they call it here, this is plain just pictures while you type everything in with text. And it explains how to play graphic adventures. We don't really need a explanation, but it explains what we can do. For example, to type in, carefully examine the bomb is acceptable, but take the pin and go east. Nope, you can't use compound commands. This isn't Zork. Sorry, guys. Or run like mad up the stairs. The text parser just won't take that. And this is pretty cool because this game is also the very first game so far on the show that you have to have a Model 3 version of TRS-80 to play. This is the one that is using the TRS-80 Model 3 Auto Booter. So every game just comes in. We don't have to type any loading. No basic or any of that stuff. It's great. It explains here how to save the game, load the game. Very nice. Inventory. All the usual commands we're used to. I for inventory, and then N, S, E, and W to move around. A few words about adventures. What else? Oh, it explains, if you've never played an adventure before, get ready for a real treat. That's what I should say for Chronologically Gaming. Get ready for a real treat. I don't know if Toxic Dumpsite will be that way. We'll have to find out. And it explains actually some clues here. That's really nice. It gives you some hints. How to type in the commands. Very, very cool. And then there we go. So it can be on 2 different versions, the separate disc or a single floppy disk. We're going to be on the separate disc version, and it explains different game scenarios between Toxic Dumpsite and Spook House. And then how do you load? Oh, it says Model 1, but the one we have is the 3, using the auto boot version. Nice. Yes, what would you call Myst? I know that's going to be way in the future, Marshall, but would that be a graphic adventure game, or would it be a text adventure game with like pictures or graphics? I don't know. I call it graphic adventure because you're actually moving freely around, using something to move around and so forth. All right, here we go. This is Spook House first. Let's pop in and play some Spook House. This is Roger Jonathan Schrag, published by Adventure International at the end of October 1982. Awesome. This marks our 124th game we've played on the TRS-80 across all models. That's how many is out there. And Mr. Schrag, who programmed this for us, the only other game we've seen him do was Sky Warrior in 1981. All right, so here we go. Let's press enter and play some adventuring. Get the keyboard out. Welcome to Spook House. I hear a voice. So long, sucker. 30 minutes and the time bomb blows. A door slams and a lock clicks. Cool, it's like an escape room. What's our command? Let's head E for east. Now this is pretty nice. I like the adventure games with the pictures that have you walking through what feels like a larger world. So it looks like we're almost doing a 3D maze here. I'm in a winding hallway. I see an exit. Nice. Let's go west. And by the way, you can use other commands too. Like besides cardinal directions, you can do forward, turn left, turn right. So if I go forward, I think that's the same as west, right? Yeah. I'm in the entry room and I see the exit. Okay, jump to platform. Does that work to go back? Or can I go B for backward? Oh, I can't turn around. So go back left or right. Oh, the door's locked. Okay. All right, so look again. What's this room? The entryway, and I see an exit. Can I exit? No. What? All right, let's go back west. I mean east. We're back in the winding hallway. Let's go ahead and go west. There we go. I'm on a platform and I see nothing special. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the platform. At least it'll understand that. Now, this is a simpler text parser, not as simple as this just 2-word text parser. It actually understands something. Okay, we jump to the platform. That means, does this count as a platformer? If we can jump in the text adventure game? Oh, the Sargon chess programs. Yeah, this is the look of the TRS-80 for the most part. Most of the games are like this. So when they call this a graphic adventure game, we played other text adventure games with pictures that are in color on other home computers. But this is the look and feel of the TRS-80. Oh, that's true. Yep. That's another one. Yeah, we've already seen a few programs by them, Marshall, at least here on the show. All right, now that we're on the platform, let's go ahead and turn south. Nice. I see a mirror. Hey, it's us. It looks just like us. And then we have to look behind this mirror. You look behind the mirror and there's something there. All right. I see a mirror and a coiled up rope. Let's go ahead and get rope. Get rope. All right, we're still with the mirror. Let's go ahead and turn west. Very interesting way of using the cardinal direction. So you're seeing things from different ways. And this actually kind of looks like a house to me. Does anyone else see the house? But you have to think of it in 3 dimensions. So it's a platform. We're going to be jumping across the gap to the other side. And that's a door, not a chimney. There's a door on the other end. Just think for different perspectives here. Okay, so after we get that, let's go ahead and jump back. Jump to the platform the other way. That is really, really cool. So it is only static pictures with a text adventure game, but this is opening up something larger. It actually feels really cool being able to turn around different directions and see things different ways. All right, so after we do that, let's go ahead and turn north. And then we see a pole, a single line. Okay, climb down the pole. Yeah, this is fun. I slip and fall into some water. Okay, I see water. After that, let's go ahead and swim west. Swimming works too. Oh, okay, help, I'm sinking. What, we don't know how to swim? I can't believe it. All right, how about we dig? Something rises to the surface. Help, I'm sinking. Oh, I'm still sinking. Oh, and look, is that the little blob of 4 pixels? Is that what we dug up? I know, Psychosis Media. It looks like from far away you're looking at a building or something, but you have to think that we're playing an adventure game. There you go, punk rock, right? Yeah, I want to try that. Float. That's a good idea. Nope. Help, I am sinking. All right, let's go ahead and take blue key. Don't drown. Got it. Okay, we got the key. Let's go ahead and swim north. Nice idea over there, Manly, but float didn't work. Okay, we're on a sandy beach. I have sand and an exit. All right, let's turn east. Yeah, this is a great adventure game to be able to see different things in the different cardinal directions. And so this is like another level above just a static picture. I'm looking at, Mystery House and the other games that Sierra did. Okay, so after we do that, let's go ahead and... What is that? Oh, it's the ship's anchor. Okay, take that anchor. Where are we keeping it? We'll never know. All right, let's turn north. And we have sand and an exit again. Let's go ahead and head north. I'm in a slanting hallway. I see nothing special. Let's head east. I'm in a room with a strobe light that's flickering. Whoa! Cool effects in an adventure game. We've already seen a few games do that, where they provide some kind of animation. So nice. Yeah, we were trying to swim. We said to swim, Punk Rock, but we didn't. We couldn't do it very long. I can't believe that it's strobing. That's awesome. All right, so after that, let's go ahead and head south. I'm in a rotating floor, and I can see an exit. This is awesome. Animated adventure game. Okay, maybe I would call this a graphic adventure game. It's not just static pictures. It's awesome. Let's go west now. I'm on a ramp and see nothing special. Okay, let's turn east. Sweet. Okay, we're seeing an exit at the end. Let's go ahead and tie rope to anchor. All right, tied. That means we just combined items in our inventory. That's pretty impressive. There's only a handful of other adventure games that have done that. All right, so after we tie the rope, let's throw the anchor to ledge. Man, it understands quite a bit. That's awesome. Oh, if I spell ledge right. Throw anchor to ledge. I hear a clunk as the anchor hooks on the ledge. I can see a hanging rope and an exit. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and climb up rope. Or wait. Yeah, climb. Are we doing Batman and climbing over the top? Yeah, I'm on the ledge above the spook house. So we made it to the top of the spook house. Sweet. Whenever you figure these things out, and if it was your game you're playing right now in 1982, you'd be so impressed because you'd be trying command after command until you finally get something to stick. I don't know about that, Brian. We've seen some other first-person perspective games that were really impressive. Way Out already does raycasting, the element that they use for Wolfenstein, and then not really Doom, but more Wolfenstein 3D. All right, so after this, let's go ahead and pause the game there and say that's all that we have for Spook House, because this is a double feature. After getting a sample of Spook House, that was pretty good. Let's pop in Toxic Dumpsite and give it a shot too. We're right here at the very end of October 1982, playing the latest. All right, so once again, Toxic Dumpsite. It auto loads, which is a nice touch. All right, so welcome to Toxic Dumpsite Disaster. As I entered the central control building, I'm handed a note and wished good luck. Good luck. We're all counting on you. All right, so after we get the note, let's read it, like we did at Mystery House. It's broken apart. When I understand the toxic waste transfer systems failed entirely, this is causing the waste to build up a lot of pressure in its storage tanks unless the master shutoff lever is pulled within 20 minutes. Oh, this is timed. Yikes. Disastrous explosion will be inevitable. Many lives, including yours, are at stake. You have work cut out for you. Good luck. We're all counting on you. All right, so let's go west. Does it work while I'm reading the note? It does. I'm in a storage room. I see nothing special. Okay, let's look south. Wow, so many cool commands you can do. I don't know about that, Charlie. That's a big stretch. Maybe because it's dealing with toxic waste. Do we feel like Gordon Freeman right now? All right, we only looked south. That's awesome. We see a book here. Let's go ahead and take the book. Notice I'm trying different verbs too. I didn't say pick up, but take or get, book. Either one will work. It's awesome. It's a quality adventure game. All right, so after we get the book, let's go open the book. Something falls to the floor. Is it a piece? Is it a page? Get page. No, it's not a page. It is a card. Of course it is. It looks exactly like a card. No, get card. There we go. We got the card. There's nothing else to see here. All right, let's go ahead and look north again. So you can move and look and turn in different directions. Very cool. All right, we see a chest in this area. Let's go ahead and open it up. No way. I don't think I've played an adventure game, any adventure game, where it's not locked. I'm really expecting all chests to be locked, but it was open. And there's a lantern and a chest. A lantern. Get that lantern. Now it's like we're playing Colossal Cave Adventure. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, if you're usually not a fan, you might like this kind because of its fast-paced, moving from room to room, and it feels like you have more freedom to look around and move around rather than just going from a static screen to another static screen. Very nice touch. All right, so after we get the lantern, let's go ahead and go east. I'm at the entrance room, and I see an obvious exit, obviously. Let's go east again. I'm in the utility room, and I see a furnace. Hey, we got a lantern. Can we light the lantern? We can. Light lantern with furnace. Yes, lantern is lit. This is great. This is the kind of quality we saw. Not as high as Zork, but still very, very good. Yeah, I know. There's a 20-minute deadline. We do have to go fast, which probably not going to make it here on the show, but you can understand playing this over and over again, dying several times. But it also has the save feature, too. So I wonder if you could save in a place that is, 2 minutes from the end, and then you just dupe yourself. All right, so lantern's already lit. Let's go ahead and look west. Don't go west, just look west. We see a red button and an obvious exit. Do we push the red button? Yes, push it. I wonder if I could have just said push red. Click. All right, it worked. Push the red button. Let's go west. I'm in the entrance room. See the obvious exit. Let's look north. Uh-oh. Did the door open? I see cardboard tacked to the wall and an obvious exit. Obvious. Everyone see how obvious that is? All right, then we go from here. We go after look north. Then we have to show our card to get past. The door opens. Wow. So you'd have to know to pick up the book, open the book, know that that was a card, pick the card up, and then show the card so that the door opens, pass through, and shuts behind. Now we're in the next area. We're in a hall, obvious exit. So we're getting closer and closer to the end of Toxic Dumpsite. This is awesome. Very, very fun. All right, so after that, let's go ahead and head north. I'm in the break room and see nothing special. Is that a snack machine? Get snack. I don't understand. Push machine? Oh, is it a break room without... Then what's the snacks? Look snacks. I'm going off the rails because I'm very curious to know what's going on. Psychosis, yeah. It sounds that way, but there is no... we're not inundated with zombies right now in October 1982. Let's try that one. Eat. I don't know if it'll understand ampersand. It will. M&M's. Yeah, it didn't get that one, but thanks, Manly. That's what we should do. Okay, so let's go ahead and look under... Did anyone ever do that? Look under machine. It's not there? Yeah, it's supposed to be get coin, maybe? Look under... Did I not spell it right? You don't see a machine here. Why don't you see a machine? All right, so let's try look east. Oh, here's the snack machine. Okay, so the snack machine and green buttons are here. Now can we say get snacks? What was that then? Just shelves? It looked like a vending machine. Okay, so there's snacks. Nothing, the snacks don't work. So you have to look under machine. There is something there. All right, I see a coin, a snack machine and green buttons. Get coin. We can get the M&Ms, Manly. I see a snack machine and green buttons. All right, so it looks like it's... Yes, we have to pay using the coin. So let's go insert. This is really cool text parser. Coin. The long text parsers, every time I play a long text parser, I think that I can type anything and the game will understand. But it just means that you have to type something possibly more detailed for it to figure out. I hope not, Palpuck. All right, we got insert coin into slot. Oh, and does it come back out? Darn, okay. All right, so shake machine. Give me my money back. Something falls to the floor. It's a massive 3 pixels. It's obviously a key. Get that key. Nice. Got the snack machine, green buttons, love it. All right, command. So we have our key, which, why did we get a key from the snack machine? Why didn't we get the M&Ms? So many questions, but so much fun. So there you go. Next, a quick example of Spook House and Toxic Dumpsite, brand new for the TRS-80. So both of these as a double pack, you cannot get them by themselves. So they were only available right here as 2 different ones. Of all the games you can play right now on a home computer, this is pretty good for an adventure game. I'm actually thinking around the above average range, 3.5 stars for sure. Brian's going really high, saying it's one of the best games you could play on any home computer right now. Yeah. Charlie says he's impressed. Now, at this point, we've seen other adventure games that do animation. We've seen other adventure games that have pictures and elements to them. And like Sands of Egypt is a great example. Yeah, good value, lots of fun. Because it has 2, I'm actually going to go higher. Yeah, I'm looking over in the chat, seeing lots of 4s, even possibly 4.5. That means one of the best games you could play on any home computer. Now, there are other adventure games I would say are good, but this is a double pack. This is awesome. Yeah, and the viewpoints from each direction, like saying look in a different place. Good point, L. Curtis B. All right, so I'm going to say, because it's the double feature, and because this is incorporating some elements that take it between like a graphic adventure game or a text adventure game. There's some other ones that we played called Death Maze 5000 or Asylum, or even Ken Kalish's Escape on the Coco. This one's kind of like that. It's another step forward for adventure games. The Zonox double ender, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't want to call it the best that you could play across any home system, because these are very short. We were already almost done with both adventures. So I'm going to say 4 stars for the double pack. It is still excellent. This is a great video game to play on any home computer. All right, let's see what our next game is. Next is Jet Set on MS-DOS. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first flight simulator you could play on IBM or MS-DOS. And we don't have a lot of information for this one, just a few screenshots. We do have a homebrew manual that someone whipped up for us, so I'll be referring to that to play the flight simulator. We're just going to pop it in play and see how it goes. Let's play some Jet Set. All right, so what I'm going to do first is give you a little of what it's like when you started the game up for the first time. You can do a help screen and explains what the game is like. Now, Jet Set was originally called 747 and was written in BASIC. And I've heard different sources of where this came from. It could have been a type-in that was from magazines. It also could have been first on the TRS-80 only. And then I've also heard that it was possibly on like Tandy systems and then released on BBSs later. So this one has a few different sources where it could be or could come from, but I haven't confirmed where it is. So if you're watching now and you made Jet Set, the very first flight simulator on IBM, drop me a line. All right, how do you get started? We have to type in all these things. Don't forget. There it is. This version came from a BBS in Olympia, Washington, has considerable more documentation. So the original didn't have this. We're getting a later version of it. And then this explains kind of the same things we saw in that manual or homebrew manual. How to control the plane, because there is a lot you have to go through to control this thing. And then now let's play some Jet Set. United 312 cleared as filed. We got some surface area winds. We're cleared for takeoff. Looking good. All right, so now the first thing you got to know is what are all the commands to get this to go? I love this, though. Look, the very first game that you could play on... That's the one I want. The very first game you could play... I know, we were on TRS-80 mode. The very first game you could play on MS-DOS, and it's all in ASCII. I wouldn't have had it any other way. That's right, Roger. What's your vector, Victor? All right, so what we have to do first is lower the flaps. So I'm going to push L to lower the flaps. You can see the flaps changed. And then I'm going to release the brakes, hit B to release the brakes, and then I'm going to go F for full throttle, and then I got to steer our way out of here. Make sure I'm on the right side. Okay, good, full throttle. I'm looking at the arrow down below to watch my steering, see how it goes. Looks all right. Oh, we're veering a little bit to the left. Come back, come back, come back. Nope, come back to the, other side. There you go, there you go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. And then whenever you want to control the plane, this is so cool. This is real-time ASCII character graphics. And I'm going down the runway, watching my airspeed. Once I get to 150 airspeed, then I can take off and use the numpad to take off. So it's all keyboard controlled, no joystick, even though we have seen a game on IBM controlled with the joystick. So it's possible they just didn't put it in this one. All right, we're almost there. Waiting for 150, then we can take off. Okay, ready, and go. Whoa, and we're in the air. Okay, bring the flaps back. Bring the wheels down. And what's our... Oh, stop being... Oh, I had to reduce. So once you take off, it says, we failed to perform critical trim maneuvers following liftoff. Proper trim sequence must be completed below 1,200 feet. So we were supposed to raise the landing gear, I guess, maybe faster, retract the flaps, but it was because it was still full throttle. I had to reduce thrust. So end of program, end of line. We'll give it one more shot. Come on, first flight simulator. It shouldn't be that hard, right? This is amazing that this is that it's so fast live. We've seen quite a bit of flight simulators, but they're pretty jerky. This is very smooth for all in ASCII. Thanks, Marshall. All right, here we go. Going again. Trying it one more time. I want to... So I'll try S when I take off next time. All right, ready? And go... Flaps. Oh, no, lower the flaps. Lower the flaps. And then release the brakes. And full throttle. Here we go. We're going to be the best pilot ever. Airspeed's kicking up. Can you hear how fast the plane's going? No one can because we're on an IBM computer. Not a lot of sound right now. Make sure you're flying and you don't have a drinking problem. Looking good. All right, watching the airspeed and the little arrow at the bottom. It does drift. I don't touch it, but it's drifting, and you got to correct it using the period and the... Oh gosh, it went way off. What? I did the exact same thing, but maybe there's some kind of randomness to it too. It just drove me off the runway. You failed to stay within the runway boundaries. As a result, you veered off the runway and collided with the runway lights. End of program. Wow, what fun. Flight simulator for the IBM computers. So there's Jet Set. We did get it off the ground. We just didn't follow the rules all the way. But you got to admit, I think that's pretty cool that we were playing an ASCII-only game. Now, the tricky part is, at this point, there's already been quite a bit of flight simulators we've seen. This is this was our 116th game we've seen on MS-DOS or PC Booter. And it's possible this game was also in Byte Magazine and then on a BBS as well. Now, the other games that we played that are kind of like this would be like the Flight Simulator on the Acorn Atom or the ZX81 Flight Simulator. And there was another one called Night Flight that we've seen. But nothing was done in true ASCII graphics. This one is only, though, the 14th flight simulator we've seen on the show. So across all computers, all platforms, everything, there's only 14 flight simulators, at least, for home computers. So Jet Set is still unique. So of all the games you could play right now on a home computer, it's still all right. I'm looking over the chat. All I see is really a 2.5. It's a difficult one to rate because it's, I see a 2 as well. It's a difficult one to rate because if you're thinking of all flight simulators, you would still enjoy this. And I love all the airplane in the chat. It's fantastic. So Manly's going 3.5. I see a 2, 2.5, 2. Yeah, of all the games you can play right now, it is lacking some of the other features, but it does work correctly as a flight simulator. I'm actually going to go 3. I'll say it's average for all the games you could play right now. because this is pretty impressive. Flight simulations are already tricky enough. 3 stars it is for Jet Set. All right, and with that, we now veer into the newest territory yet. Let's press forward and see our next game. Coming up next marks the time that we don't know when these games came out in October. We are beginning the releases at some time in October 1982, and we're beginning with 747 Flight Simulator on the Dragon 32. You can't escape the flight simulations. Here's the cassette. 747 Flight Simulator uses 2 joysticks. That's too complicated. This is by DACC Limited, and this is the very first time we've seen this company make any video games. This one's our 22nd game we played on the Dragon 32, the little Welsh computer that could. And as far as the bits, the front of the box has guts, at least. You know, it's given us a direct screenshot from the game, but not really selling the flight simulator. But there's not a whole lot out there, at least across all computers. Yes, more flying and 747. Take a look at that ad. That's intense. Engines on, check. Flaps to 10 degrees. Now, this is no joke. This flight simulator is one of the first big ones that you would have seen in Europe. And so this one is really contending with only a couple other flight simulators. Like A2FS1 would have found its way over there, the big super flight simulator. But this is our 15th flight simulator because we just played one. And this is the very first flight simulator you could play on the Dragon 32. Yeah, we do need someone to fly this thing. There's the cassette we're going to pop in. And how do you get it to go? See load, then run. No problem. There's an alternate cassette and an example of the screenshot. This one has a manual too, but man, it's big. This one is one of the first times you could play a flight simulator on this computer, and so it goes through a lot. And even talking about the theory of flight, because how are you going to fly a plane unless you know how flight works? It explains how you take off, wind speed, thrust, lift, everything's here. Not only is this a video game, this is getting closer and closer to real life. Explains what the instructions are, how to read everything on your screen, what everything means, how to fly a Boeing 747, and of course what all the commands you need to use on your keyboard. There's the controls. Well done. I just breezed through the manual. So take screenshots, pause it if you need to. All right, let's pop in and play 747 Flight Simulator by DACC Limited at some time in October 1982. Now we're cooking. I'm going to speed up the cassette because we are not waiting for cassettes to load here on Chronologically Gaming. And run. Just follow the instructions. Ooh, it has sound. Your Dragon may be able to run at double speed. Do you wish to use this feature? Yes. Yes, I do. I want to do double speed, of course. Please wait. Initialization in progress. Now, we're going to see this later on lots of other UK micros. This is the very first time we've seen this flight simulator besides the other. There's some other really good ones out there, like Jumbo Jet Pilot. It's a really good one by Thorn EMI. And then on the Atari 800, there's also another one called Jumbo Jet Pilot. All right, you can carry 20 to 150 tons of fuel. How many tons do you require? Wow, so it's almost like we're playing a simulator now. I require 100 tons. You may carry up to 400 passengers. How many will you carry? I think I will kill 400 people today. Your total weight will be 66. Okay, great. It's telling us the total weight. And then our options are, nice, we can do a cold start or a takeoff, then ready for takeoff. Oh, so cold start, you have to know all the commands on the keyboard. Or we can do Z, a landing approach. Let's do Z. Sweet. Nice. Here we go. And this is using both joysticks that you have plugged in. And bear in mind, this is very similar to the TRS-80 color computer. It's 2 analog joysticks that you're using to control the plane, and all the dials as well, and the keyboard. And there it is. Real-time flight simulation. We're coming in for the landing now. I think we got to slow our speed down, though, right? Anytime we have a game that's trying to do flight simulation, it always looks like it's chugging. It's going slow. There's been a few that are kind of smooth, but this one, you can see, is very, very detailed. That's right, Charlie. Then it's not going to be a good flight. You don't want, if you've seen previous flight simulators, that we've done. This is our 15th, you know. Look back on the other flight simulators. I think I've crashed every plane we've flown here on the show. Yes, twin sticks, Marshall. Isn't that awesome? And that's pretty much all I'm going to show. This one's another very detailed flight simulator. I think we're already going down. And I'll just break the game and quit the flight simulator. But this one is big. This one's very, very popular, and it's going to be redone several times across Europe. So it's going to take Europe by storm for people that want to play flight simulators. This is pretty good. Of all the games you could play right now on any home computer, I'm going to go with 3.5 stars. It's robust. It has different modes for you to try out and play. And if you're into the simulation scene, you saw how it was giving like real-time views. Yeah, El Curtis B is with me there as well. So I didn't play it in its entirety. This is one of those titles that you would have to spend months and months getting used to playing and better at to really get the nuances of the title. Yeah, see still some round averages too. Ratings out there as well. Very nice. All right, it's time to put the video game playing on pause. Thanks for joining me again, playing every single video game on handhelds, on arcade, on consoles, and on home computers. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we have a new console from Germany you have never heard of. Will it be the best, like ColecoVision, or will it fall flat? Tune in to find out. That's it for today, and like I always say, video games that include multiple video games must be the best. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.